Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Curseof and welcome back to another video on our Speed Duel channel, Curseof Yugioh. Today we're going to be starting a brand new thing, obviously, since we only have two videos. We're going to be starting a Yu-Gi-Oh card discussion. This will be a series where I just take a card, most likely a new one that could be coming out or an old one that's suddenly seeing play, and I will be having a discussion about this card and how I think it's going to affect the format to come. So today's card that we're going to be discussing is the soon-to-be released Lava Golem, coming out in the set to be released, I believe, May 14th. Out of all the cards that were initially talked about from the set, Lava Golem was the first one to catch my eye, so why don't we just get into the discussion. So, Lava Golem is a level 8 Fire Fiend effect monster with 3000 attack and 2500 defense, and the following effect. Cannot be normal summon / set, but must first be special summoned from your hand to your opponent's side of the field by attributing 2 monsters they control. You cannot normal summon / set the turn you special summon this card. During each of your standby phases, take 1000 damage. So Lava Golem is immediately comparable to an archetype we've seen used very consistently in the TCG, those being Kaijus. Kaijus were used in the TCG for their ability to out powerful monsters without having to worry about any of their trigger effects, any negations, protection, anything like that. It was just a tribute, out, done. Naturally, because Lava Golem also has this capability, I believe it's 100% going to be used in this way to out these kind of threats. Although it does have a lot more drawbacks than Kaijus normally have, due to the fact that it does require 2 monsters, while Kaijus only required 1, and it also requires you to give up your normal summons for the remainder of the turn, while Kaijus allowed you to keep on playing the duel as normal. Although not as easy to summon as the famed Kaijus from the Master Rule TCG, we'll still have a fantastic card that will be able to out a lot of problematic cards that can actually cause a lot of issue in the current format. Cards like King of the Skull Servants, due to its ability to float every time it hits the graveyard when destroyed by battle. Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, due to its 3500 attack points, a very hard card to get over, can cause a lot of threats, especially when paired with the Parasite, stopping you from being able to attack insect monsters. The soon-to-be released Thousand Eyes Restrict as well, due to its ability to just not be attacked, period. It's going to be a very hard card to get over. It's going to be able to suck up your opponent's monsters. Being able to out that with Lava Golem is also a very great asset, as well as 2 locks that we have seen actually cause some controversy towards potentially having ban lists with these cards on them. Command Knight lock and Gentlemander lock. Obviously Gentlemander being the stronger of the 2. We've seen a lot of controversy in the Speed Duel community about whether or not we should have ban list. I still don't think ban list is necessary at this point in time, but like I said, there's been a lot of talk about it, and one of the cards that it has focused this negative energy a lot was Gentlemander, due to its degenerate effect where it can just special summon itself on attack declaration, and if you have a defensive trap you can stop their attack. The next turn, if you have another Gentlemander, you can normal summon it and have them locked out from attacking you, period. Unless they have an out, like Dark Magician using Thousand Knives, or the soon-to-be released Lava Golem would also be a fantastic way to out this lock. And I think it would definitely make the lock, although not very commonly played right now, it would definitely drop thoroughly. So this ability to remove your opponent's monsters from the field without having to play around their effects is fantastic. Although, as mentioned before, Lava Golem is nowhere near on the same level as the Kaiju monsters and does have some pretty big drawbacks to it. One of these major drawbacks, as mentioned before, is the fact that it requires 2 monsters as tribute. Due to the fact that it requires 2 monsters for the tribute summon, it can actually be very easy to play around, and as its prominence does rise in the meta, it'll be played around a lot more often, and you'll see a lot of people not committing to 2 monsters on a board, so you can't out the boss monster. Due to the easy ability to play around Lava Golem as a whole, if anyone does become aware that you are running Lava Golem in your deck after a Game 1 scenario, or especially knows if you have it in your hand, the chances of you summoning Lava Golem dwindle severely, especially if it's in your hand. It's probably about a 0% chance, unless they're able to hit it with a Dark Red Enchanter, for example. If Lava Golem does rise in popularity, all the top tier players are going to find a way to play around it a lot easier, summon less monsters, or have backups, or start having hand removal and stuff like that to avoid you from getting Lava Golem onto their field. Due to this, the rise in popularity would actually make Lava Golem more useful against low-tier players, and the lower you are in play versus actual highly competitive play against top-tier players. Due to this fact, I don't see Lava Golem as a main deck card for a lot of decks, but instead to be a side deck card. Whether your opponent likes some multiple monsters and doesn't like to play around Lava Golem, or even if you feel that your opponent has something that you can't out without Lava Golem, for example. Beyond the issue of your opponent requiring 2 monsters to summon Lava Golem, it also poses another huge issue, that being its removal of your normal summon. When Lava Golem is used to summon to your opponent's side of the field, you lose your normal summon for that turn, and in a speed duel format, normal summons are extremely essential and very important. It's not like the Master Rule TCG where you can start special summoning monsters without even having to commit to a normal summon throughout the entire game, but Lava Golem removes that. So in a speed duel format where normal summonings are almost essential, a lot of decks actually just play set and pass. It severely hinders your deck and potentially can actually remove some of the playability for Lava Golem in a lot of decks or in a lot of circumstances if you can't find a way to make that loss of a normal summon negligible. Due to the fact that you lose your normal summon, that's not always a good idea. It actually makes Lava Golem potentially a card that's better used in a circumstance where you're already winning and you want to win more, versus trying to get back because we need our normal summon so much in the speed duel current format. Along with that, if you're already in a bad scenario, and even if you do manage to out your opponent's big boss monster, whether that be Thousand Eyes Restrict or Perfect Ultimate Great Moth, whatever you're doing, you're still giving your opponent a 3000 body that if you don't have any trap cards to stop, he's probably just going to game you next turn since you just give up your normal summon and potentially your only line of defense. This makes Lava Golem potentially a high risk, high reward scenario where its circumstances are very niche and very particular, as if you don't have a defensive measure after you summon that Lava Golem, you could potentially just lose the game right there. In my opinion, due to these problems with the card, the requirement for 2 monsters to be on your opponent's side of the field, the 3000 body, and the lack of normal summon, I think that Lava Golem is going to see most of its play, at least initially, in stall and burn deck strategies. Obviously, both stall and burn, their main idea of play is to either get you to deck out or to burn your life points down to 0. And Lava Golem's final effect being you take 1000 life points of damage during each of your standby phases is going to make Lava Golem almost a necessity in all of these decks. Stall has already proven itself to be a very prevalent strategy in our current speed duel format, once actually being thought to potentially be a tier 1 contender in this format. Adding Lava Golem to the card pool is going to give this deck a ginormous buff. When this deck is staring down problematic monsters like potentially Thousand Eyes Restrict, or a body bigger than a 3000 attack King of the Skull Servants, or Dark Magician that can out it with 1000 Knives, or any other problematic cards that are just staring it down, you now have the ability to remove this without having to actually attack and give up on your stall strategy. The biggest thing that makes Lava Golem such a powerful card to add to the stall and burn strategy is actually the fact that a really good card to stop Lava Golem when you do give it to your opponent is Spellbinding Circle, and that card is already commonly played in stall and burn decks without even the use of Lava Golem. Therefore, their decks don't have to shift very much to incorporate the card into the main deck, or even just siding cards in and out. Along with Spellbinding Circle, they already have all the other defensive traps, like Windstorm, or Kunai with Chain, or anything that can stop your opponent from attacking you directly. Therefore, giving your opponent the Lava Golem is no longer such a big threat because you do have ways to stop that 3000 body from attacking you directly. One final, very important, very meta relevant, and very prevalent thing to mention about Lava Golem is that it can force your opponent to use their Floodgate Trap holes. Floodgate Trap hole is definitely one of the scariest and most commonly used traps in the current meta, and I think that will continue for a very long time to come. And summoning a Lava Golem to your opponent's side of the field when they have 1,000 life points or less, or even just low life points in general, where they might not want to take that burn, can force them to actually hit their own Lava Golem that you just gave them with the Floodgate Trap hole so they don't lose the duel when you end your turn. This can force your opponent to eat up Floodgates and actually give you a way to play around Floodgate Trap hole if you do have another monster that you want to summon that you're scared of getting floodgated. In conclusion, I believe Lava Golem is going to be a phenomenal card to add to the Speed Duel card pool. You have the ability to out-powerful monsters without needing to play around any effects. You can force your opponent to activate floodgates. You can avoid the 3000 body with things like Spellbinding Circle, like running an insect deck and using your parasites, or even just having an Amazoness Swordswoman on your field so that when they run into it or you run into their monster, you don't take any of the damage. It'll be a phenomenal card to add to the burn strategy with already ways to stop it in the deck and just more burn. Very big burn when the 4,000 life points is what you start with. Overall, I honestly don't believe that Lava Golem is going to stop seeing play until it gets a better way to out big monsters. Taking all these factors into account, I see Lava Golem as a potential main deck card and 100% side deck card for almost every deck, and even played in multiples for stall. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video. I am sorry that we did miss Wednesday's upload, but this video took a little bit longer than originally anticipated. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for checking out the channel. Thank you guys for all the support on the very first video, and for all those who subscribed. It's greatly appreciated. It really makes me want to keep on doing this, and I'm having a lot of fun, so I hope you guys are enjoying. Anyway, that's a wrap. I'll see you guys on Friday, Sunday for another video. That's a wrap, guys. Peace.